So I've got Martyn Rees from WWScenics. So the camera's up there.
Oh, hello.
Just, because it don't do what I do.
know,
I look at that, and then you look and say, why am I looking to one side?
I'm still doing it now. Because you're like looking at yourself, that's the thing. See? So,
Well, it's when I worked at the BBC, they used to call it the TARDIS, and this was at Oxford Road, and it was like a remote-controlled camera, and it's just like this big box, and it's got all these controls and TV screens on, but it's controlled remotely from London. And they'd sit people down, and if you looked at the screen, it was yourself, but on a 5-second delay. And you can imagine, like your brain just goes, and you lose the ability to talk coherently.
Struggling.
And they said when you sit down, they said the first thing they'd always say to you is, do not look at that screen, or you will just come across like a complete wally.
Yeah. So I see PG 120, the Welsh wizard. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I've been saying that for a long time.
I love the accent, and I do have this thing where I slowly assimilate the accent of the person I'm talking to. I'm not taking the piss, but it's just something.
Have you grew up in Wales?
I did. Ustragunlice.
Yeah, you've told me this before.
Yeah, and I always say to people, Ustragunlice, it's like you need to hear how it's pronounced before you see how it's spelled. Otherwise, you would never be able to pronounce it correctly.
And you've got Arnold Schwarzenegger's one just before that. Oslavera.
Yeah. Yes, there's lovely. Glenreid.
Yeah. We had a shop in Oslavera. Our first. So when we were in the we were in our garages first. Then when we went full time, we opened up a tiny little shop in Oslavera.
I know the area really well.
Yeah.
As a kid, I used to play on the coal tips.
Yeah.
So I think the coal tips are gone now. Showing my age, they landscaped them, and that was the thing. If they didn't remove the coal tips, they just made them very flat and chucked a bit of grass
on them. Grass, well, we were welcome to my
Yeah. So how are you doing? I mean, I don't think we haven't had a formal interview, but I talked to you at all the shows.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge fan of the product. So if I do a bit of fangirling, that's all. But no, I mean, static grass. Before I tried static grass, I think like a lot of railway modelers, it was like poo-pooing, what's this newfangled thing? And what is it about static grass that is a game changer for doing scenery?
So I don't think there's anything else out there. I mean, it brings realism to it, doesn't it? You know what I mean? So where before you had the flocks or the
it's very flat. Yeah,
it's not 3D. And then obviously we brought in the layering system. Yeah, we were the first ones to bring the layering system out, and the colours and stuff.
Because I mean, one of the things that you notice when you look at nature is not one colour, and there's so many different subtle tones of colour. And also with grass, lengths of grass as well. And it's not that if you look at a field, it's not all rigidly one length. It's higgledy-piggledy, some short, some long. And the layering system allows you to do that.
Yeah. You get your fingers in, scrunch it up. Like the scrunching up technical terms.
I used that for I've always been very nervous of using that technique because it seems counterintuitive. And I guess some of the aspects of the static grass application may feel counterproductive. It's like, why would I make up all this grass and then go, but actually you're creating the hummocks that with the next layer of static grass, you get lovely undulations. I used that for the first time on a thing that I can't talk about. I filmed a big thing, and it hasn't gone out yet, but I actually used that in the filming. And it's counterintuitive, but it bloody works.
You don't want to butcher it, because you think you laid out lovely thing. But like I say, the more rough and random you are with static grass, the better it will look, because it follows the contours, it picks up, and it naturally falls. My biggest thing is if you make a mistake, it turns into a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, on this show, I actually, because I was busy filming, and you know what it's like when somebody's pointing a camera at you, you forget the basics. And I forgot to screw the lid on the hopper. So I turned it on, and I went, and this is where the magic happened. And I turned the hopper upside down, and everything just went. But actually, I turned that into a win. You scrape up a chunk of it, but then that kind of gave me that effect you get with your fingers. And then I thought, well, this is working. I'll actually do that properly and make out like a plan for this. But of course, your range is not just static grass.
No. We've got the local storage boxes, which you've kindly shown on So
when people see the intros and outros of videos that I do, you can actually see them behind me. I've got them painted grey, but they come as plain MDF. Yeah. You sell them as a flat pack, but do you also sell them ready assembled?
No, we let your modelers at the end of the day, so you guys should be able to build a square box.
It helps putting them through the post as well if they're flat pack.
Yeah.
But they're actually they've really been a big space saver for me, because usually you can't stack locomotives on top of each other unless you want them broken. But what that gives you is nice handy little drawers. Each one's got a locomotive, or if they're small locomotives, you've got dividers in there to keep them apart. And it increases dramatically the number of locomotives you can get in any particular space.
And we're working on a dual one. We're working on a 009 or TT120. So we're going to size it for a 009, and then we'll put foam inside. So, with a sort of like a template, so they can cut it to the foam and then downsize it into a TT120.
Right. Okay,
otherwise, you're going to have a TT120 or a 009 wedge stop.
Yeah, and
it goes on and on and on.
You can have too many products, and of course, it's the real estate of shelving.
Yeah.
But you've opened up a permanent shop.
Yeah, we've got a permanent shop. We are changing the focus on that. To be honest, we are down in Swansea. We're predominantly war gamers.
Yeah.
Or plastic modelers. So we are changing that to a sort of we're going to be opening Tuesday, Wednesdays and Thursdays for gaming evenings or gaming days. Right. Yeah, so the war gamers can come on. I mean, we've got a massive range of war games, which we haven't pushed. I mean, we started off in war games, doing base materials. So, obviously, Pico now are distributors for us. Yeah.
So does that mean when you buy a Pico product, it's a war?
So it's not a Pico product anymore. It's WWScenics.
So they're now actually branded as.
Yeah. So we had a chat and said, we're bigger than you now in static grass.
Oh, that must have been quite
my big cheesy grin.
Yes, I think you'll find that you need us more than we need you.
But to be fair, they embraced it, and we're 3 months now. So it's, that we swapped over. It's going great guns, So the shop is sort of going into a more war game side of it, and we're going to sort of, now that the WWS is sort of churning its way through, we can concentrate a little bit more now on. So it'll be WWS gaming. Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Now we're even looking at slot car as well. So trying to our grass goes across a wide spectrum of modelling.
Because I've seen some great layouts made of scale electrics, and people actually will then landscape it. And, they actually make their own Donington Park or Silverstone or all these different circuits, and they'll put all the scenery, because effectively scale electrics is the equivalent of O-gauge, so you can use a lot of the O-gauge scenic products.
So they start, and they're starting to build dioramas or starting to build layouts now. Just the same as our railway guys. So. Today we launched our only here show exclusive, our baseboards.
Oh right, yes.
Yeah. So you need to come up and have a look at them.
I will do.
They're just basic baseboards at the moment. They've got a lot of interest. So that's a new product that we're looking at, and they'll be available on the web probably after the show. So for posting. We got some good stuff up and coming. It's been a really busy year. It's been I'm not going to lie, it's been a hard year this year. It's been the perfect storm this year, So we're glad we're getting through it. We're coming into show season now. We're coming into modelling season. Dark nights are coming back soon. And you guys will start
I think
modelling.
That's one of the things over the summer is because people go outdoors, they go, oh, bright things out. So it does tend to be a little bit harder for railway modelling retailers. But in the run up to winter, it's like the best thing to do: sit indoors, build a model. But I suppose the product that you're most well known for in the model railway community is the static grass. What was it that you kind of attracted you to that product? What is it about that you thought we can do that the best?
So we were doing. I was painting figures. Mark and I were painting figures, and we were doing the bases. And there wasn't a lot of base material out there. There was, I think Games Workshop had overpriced Chinese grass, which was, and they didn't applicate it on, and it looked flat. So we thought, well, I mean, we started the company. We went to Hobbycraft, bought a load of stuff, split it down, and made basing kits for war games. Yeah, and we started on that, and then we just started realizing that there's no out and out proper, basing materials out there. So we started doing research. And Mark is fantastic at researching. So he done a lot of research. We found products, we put them together, and we decided right then that we're not going to be like a cheap Chinese, buy it in and split it down. We wanted it to be quality. We wanted to be the best on the market. Yeah, we wanted to make sure that we delivered the best products to the because they deserve it at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And we have, and we've achieved it. And obviously, being Welsh, we know how to make grass. Yeah, you know what I mean. So we just sort of we literally spent a year driving around, taking photos of grass and making grass into that colour. You know what I mean? So to make it easy.
People think grass green, but actually there's a lot of yellow grass and brown grass, and in a lot of instances, it's only the tips that are green. What's underneath the longer stems, they're much more yellow. Yeah. And what I've found certainly is. I always use a minimum of 3 colours in any bit of grass that I do. But if people want a pro tip for getting great effects easily with their static grass, what would be your go-to things to do for quick and easy?
So the quick and easy is the PGLS, the Pro Grass Layering System. We've developed that, over the years, we've developed that to be the out of the box. You get your applicators, you get your glues. Yeah, everybody knows that PVA is not to be used. No. We use the basing glue.
You told me off as well, because I've used, when I've run out of the layering spray, I've used hairspray, and you're like, no.
Hairspray's meant for one night.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and then the grasses then, you start from small to tall. Yeah, you make sure you've got a mixture of greens and browns. Yeah, which then gives the colours then of good British grass.
But would you apply them single colour, or would you rough mix in the hopper so you've got multi-colours?
No, we layer individually. Yeah,
so each layer would say
individually. The Pro Grass Layering System, static grass is meant to be layered individually because you get the maximum effect of the colour. Because you're right, you're creating a 3D image. If you sort of mix them all in one, you get that one ball of colour. If you know what I mean, with maybe a little speck here, a speck there. You know what I mean? But
what I actually do is I put a bit in the hopper, then another bit, and then another bit, and then with a pencil I just go, and I don't properly mix it, but you just sort of one little turn, and then when it comes out in random colours. But you'd say that's the big no.
I always the whole purpose of the layering system is to individually add the colour, because you get the building colour, you get the different layers, you get the different levels, but you also get the different colours as well.
And would you put in any of the scatters into the layers, or would you only put that on top?
On the top. I always finish on the top. Anybody seen my demo? We finish off with a bit of seasoning.
Yes, and sometimes actually the best results are just by throwing yourself in, having a go. Yeah. And not trying to be too neat. I've seen sometimes people, they're like, I need to get this absolutely. And you think, no, just look the other way, just waft it about. And that's the beauty of the static grass applicator. It just makes it easy and accessible. There's no witchcraft, there's no voodoo. No. It's just press the little switch, the red light comes on, and there you go. Yeah. But then you've also got the tree kits. I love those tree kits. I used them extensively when we filmed Hornby Model World Series 2 on the Four Seasons layout. And I think, again, trees is another area where people just think, tree. And it's like, no, there's multiple species of trees, but all the trees look different. The spread of the leaves, they're not green all the way in. Trees are actually mostly hollow. And you've got different colours of leaves depending on which direction they're facing. And what I've found is actually the tree kits that you sell really, really bring alive a layout, because you can make big trees, you can make little trees, but you can make them exactly how real trees are, rather than your little bog brushes that you get in.
Yeah, they're more realistic, and that's what they're for. The realistic kits, they're down to you guys to do it. You know what I mean? We try to say, no, don't be lazy, get on with it. Your model at the end of the day, you want to. Yeah, it's not down for me to make it because it's my interpretation. Like, you know what I mean? But once you've built one or two, then you fly along.
Yeah, well, once you've got the basics with them, it actually works really well. The combination of the plastic trunk, but with the sea foam, the bits of sea foam for the gluing on, and it actually looks like a real tree, which I really liked. And do you have any tips for people if they're wanting to have a go at the tree kits? Like, are there any little secrets for making them come together?
It's nature. There is no.
It's nature.
Nature. There's no secret to any of it. You know what I mean? It just literally to get inspiration. You know what I mean? Take photos or look on Google. You know what I mean? To have a look at some of the shapes.
Yeah.
But,
and also the colours as well.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I've loved doing with it is that you can't buy ready-made trees so easily for autumn. Like the really like the reds and the yellows. And with the tree kits, you can actually. My favourite was actually. I don't know why I'm looking down there. My favourite is actually making the autumnal trees, and I had a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah.
Because you're using the yellows and the reds instead of the greens, and the trees that come out are really visually quite striking.
And once you go on the layout or once you're on a diorama, because it's a different colour, it's eye catching, and that's what you want for a diorama or that type of eye catch. You know, moment really, don't you know what I mean? So,
but actually, one of my tips for putting trees in is the scatter that you've used for the foliage. Put a little bit of that underneath the tree, because it's different underneath the tree.
Yeah, well, they've got leaf fall anyway, don't you know what I mean? So,
yeah, especially with the autumnal ones, I found they look so much better if you sprinkle bits of the red and the yellow underneath. But if you're doing like spring or summer, you also do the forest ground cover, which is a really useful product for getting that kind of detritus that's sort of fallen and built up.
And what you can do with that is put that down first and static grass a little bit on it. A tiny little bit, because then it looks like you've got overgrown, that type of thing as well. Like,
because you will still get like straggly grass under there. It's like clinging on, going, light, we need no stinking light. But it's definitely quite a broad range. And of course, when you see you at the shows, you're famous that you're on your feet, like from doors open to doors closed.
You don't stop.
And you're just doing that demonstration, and it's like the Bob Ross of static grass. Because you're doing the demo, and then as soon as you've done the demo, everybody's like, "Oh, that's great," and then you just scrape it.
Chuck it in the bin. People say to me, "Can I use that again?" No, don't glue on it. Gone.
No, because it kind of clumps up. It becomes like the contents of your Hoover bag.
I just stopped teaching static grass, you know what I mean, because it is still a brand new concept of some people. And some people are scared of it, you know what I mean. So we tend to try and make sure that we educate the people out there.
I've just seen the comment there. C Kiefer or C Cipher. Happy little accidents, Bob Ross.
But
that kind of sums up static grass. Is you've got to kind of roll with how it looks. As you do it, it will suggest like, oh, actually that's working there. I need something here, and it works so well. And have you ever done the technique where you put your rock forms in, you then static grass over everything, then with a little paintbrush you pull the grass off. The rocks, they look like your rocky outcrop. Really, really, really good technique. But are there any new products in the pipeline that
So we're looking at going on to not so much our scenery side of it, going on to our local storage boxes. We are looking into doing a 009 and TT120. We're doing a mobile version, so it'll be a box. So the box fits, so the local box fits inside. With like a little closing flap, so it's mobile. So people can take shows or down their clubs. We're looking into that. We're developing the baseboards more. There is one or two grasses that we might be looking at as well. You know what I mean? So different colours. You know what I mean? So just a finishing grass. So sun bleach type one. You know what I mean? So we're looking into that. There's only so much grass we can have, you know what I mean? So
there's a lot of colours in the range, but there's also lengths as well.
We do.
So you've got down to 0.5
all the way up to 12.
And I think a lot of people think like, oh well, I'd use the shorter stuff for N gauge and the longer stuff for 00 or bigger. But actually, you can mix all these. The grass, the static grass doesn't really respect scales.
No.
It's just it's either long grass or short grass.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, what I mean, I was in Tings the other week. Yeah, you know, what I mean, and I was talking to the guys up there, and I was saying, look, you can use 4mm on your layout, and they're like, no, we can't. No,
yeah, it's like,
no, yes, you
but
can.
also, I mean, like theoretically, if you want like brambles, you can use like the 12mm and the 10mm, and it'll make bloody good, bloody thick brambles.
Overgrown brambles. Yeah.
So there's a lot you can do with this. It definitely adds so much variety to products. And once you've done static grass, you never go back.
Yes.
And I look at it, and I was one of those people who poo-pooed when people started talking about static grass. And it's like, what is this newfangled witchcraft? And I was like, no, scatter is good for me. And then you see static grass, and you're like,
I think we had a conversation. I had a conversation with you, and I think I sent you up an applicator.
You did.
And
I static grassed
everything. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
So,
you sent me the static grass applicator, and it's I have gone through so many 9-volt batteries because everything I do is now static grass.
Yeah.
You can even static grass sheep
with
the 0.5
Yeah. Well, we got the flocking sheep kit.
So there's a lot more you can do, but you've got a range of different applicators as well. Because I think a lot of people look at it is almost like a blunt instrument, but you've got the Pro Detailer as well for getting those little clumps of grass like in between tracks or verges at the side of the road. If you want to model a garden. And if you want a nice sharp edge, masking tape. Just lay out masking tape, do your static grass, and then whip the masking tape off, and it's so neat. It really is a great effect.
The biggest tip I'll ever say is technique as well. Like, you know, I mean, it's making sure that you keep the applicator moving. Yeah, you don't keep it in one spot because you over applicate on that grass. Flat.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're nice and low because you can be too high. Yeah, you know what I mean, and that by the time then the grass hits the glue, the charge has gone out of it, so it lay flat. So that's just this technique. It's, you know, I mean, 9 times out of 10 is technique.
And a lot of the time, it's just experiment. Because the beauty of static grass is if you don't like the way it looks, you can just go over the top of it again. And do that scrunchy thing. You can go, well, I just love and you know, it's so much more forgiving than the old scatter.
100%.
So just Fly My Chairman one says, are you there both days, Martyn? Yeah, you're here all weekend.
All weekend, we're here. So if you're coming in, come and say hello to us.
Yeah, and
stand 40.
And we'll see the Monday Club badge thing as well.
Yes, we are. Yeah, we're supporting Jen with that.
So don't forget your Monday Club badge does get you a discount. WWScenics. It's in-person shopping. You can't do it mail order because people just there'll be like a hooky photo of a Monday Club badge doing the rest. So I should give you a Monday Club badge.
Oh, thank you very much.
Because it gets you discounts elsewhere. Are you a railway modeller yourself?
No, I know nothing. I'm afraid, and I do apologise, but I know nothing about.
So it's like white noise when people talk trains.
Boys, thank you very much. I'll put that on there.
Wear it with pride. If anybody asks, they're available here. We're at the TMC stand, £5, and amongst other retailers. We're very, very gratefully supported by WWScenics as well. So I know there are a lot of people coming tomorrow. I think today's football, which makes the parking awkward. So I suspect tomorrow could be busier.
Well, it was last year. It was the same. So last year we had the football on, and it was the Sunday was crazy.
But both days were because they actually had to shut the doors, stop letting people in because the venue reached capacity.
It's been nice today. I've enjoyed it.
It has, It's not quite as busy as it was last year, and the problem was that if it gets too busy, you can't actually see anything because you're forever in a scrum. And if you do get up to a layout, all you see is that little bit, and then it's like, I want to see the other end, so you have to come out of the scrum and like work and it's a chore. So actually, it's the right level of stuff.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
But look, thank you so much for taking some time out and having a chat with us, and a few great tips there on static grass application.
Thank you, guys.
As I always say, the only thing you need is confidence in your own ability. And you know, if there's any scenic product that's made getting great results easier, is the static grass system. And you've got the full range on the stand.
Full range
of the grasses, the layering sprays, the glues, and the applicator.
Yeah, we got the pro grass layering system as well. So we got all that.
Excellent.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. And thank you, Jen. Enjoy the rest of the show.
You're welcome. You take care.
The weekend. Thanks.
And it's always lovely to hear the Welsh accent.
Diolch yn fawr. Thank you very much.
Diolch yn fawr.
Thank you, guys.
When.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Thank you. Today's video comes in association with Trainomatic, makers of DCT decoders and accessories that are designed by enthusiasts for enthusiasts. Find the full range available to order now at tramfabrique.co.uk. Additional support is provided by...
This is Clark Railworks, and this is what we do. You'll know us from Ellis Clark Trains, and you'll get the same friendly expertise with us too. We've got a huge range of pre-owned model railways from all your favourite manufacturers, and maybe some you hadn't heard of before. It's the place to come for quality. We don't stock substandard models, and everything we sell is fully tested and photographed by model railway experts. No matter whether you model double-O gauge, N, HO or more, we have sought after models from all around the world with new listings added every weekday. Check out what's available now at clarkrailworks.com and don't miss out on your latest logo.
Today's video is sponsored by TMC, the Model Centre, your first choice for finding all of the models featured today at the best possible price at the link in the description. TMC also offers custom weathering and renumbering to any model, be it brand new or pre-owned. Check out their full pre-owned listings too, where you can be assured of quality as every item is screened and graded by professional staff. TMC, the Model Centre, your first choice for all aspects of modelling. I'd like to thank everybody over on Patreon, and an extra special huge thanks goes out to our Patreon heroes. Without you guys over on Patreon, we really wouldn't be able to keep making the video content that you see on this channel. And don't forget that you can also head on over to patreon.com/Jennifer Kirk and check out the different tiers of rewards. Thank you so much. You are absolute legends.